Induction training. As workmen or contract employees deployed at our site, it is important for you to understand and follow all the stringent safety and security rules and regulation of our facility, which include the basic safety rules shown in the earlier video, as well as the rules, messages, instructions and warnings shown in the safety and security signage across our facility. First, it is important to acquaint you with the major hazards of our operational area, like fire hazard, explosion hazard, electrical hazard, toxic gas release hazard, chemical hazards, oil spillage, fall from height, material handling hazard, hot surfaces. To carry any sources of ignition like lighters, matches or any other battery-operated gadgets at all times into the site, please deposit them at the security gate. Please note that the carrying and use of non-explosion proof equipment like tools, mobile phones, radios are only allowed by special permission from the management. Now for some more do's and don'ts. Mobile phones, camera, laptops should be deposited at the security gate. Horseplay, intoxication, joking, shouting, running, manhandling are strictly prohibited. The minimum mandatory personal protective equipment or PPE consisting of safety helmet, anti-static protective clothing with long sleeves and anti-static safety shoes with product-resistant soles must be worn at all times by all persons in the operational areas of the terminal. Other specific PPEs, if necessary to be worn, will strictly depend on the type of work you will need to do at the site, if any. If you are required to conduct any work in our terminal that requires a work permit, please make sure to follow all conditions and written procedures given in them at all times. Work undertaken for which relevant permits are required at our terminal are: 1. Cold work, 2. Hot work, 3. Work at height, 4. Confined space, 5. Excavation, 6. Vehicle entry, 7. Radiography, 8. Electrical work isolation. Please note that all such work should be undertaken only under strict supervision. Now let us note the special precautions to be taken while applying for the permit and conducting some of these kinds of work. Cold work. Any kind of work which is not generating any spark or heat must take a cold work permit for work like housekeeping, inspection of pumps, taking measurements, etc. Hot work. Hot work which may generate enough heat or spark to ignite a flammable mixture or hydrocarbon mixture or a flammable substance should be done only by experienced and trained workmen under strict supervision with required PPEs like leather apron, leather hand gloves, cutting goggles, face shield. The area LEL should be checked prior to the hot job. Fire extinguisher or fire hose should be kept near the job location, connected to the nearest hydrant in charged condition. Non-sparking hand tools are only to be used for the execution of the job. Welding machines used must be connected through ELCB and the welding return cable must be taken up to the job location. Working at heights. While working at height, the workmen must be physically fit for working at height. They must use a double lanyard, full body harness with shock absorber while doing the work, and safety nets must be provided below the working area if required. The area below the workplace should be barricaded and no other person should be allowed to go there except the workmen concerned. If material is being handled at height or loads are being lifted, no one should be allowed below the load. Confined space work. As regards confined space work, all such work must be done only by trained and experienced workmen. The confined space must be properly degassed, keeping all manholes open during the degassing. Gas test must then be done, and no one should enter the confined space unless it is certified as gas-free. For first gas testing, if required, SCBA and airline respirator should be used. Flame-proof torch and 24-volt LED lights must be used for confined space work. All the electrical fitting must also be confirmed to be flame-proof. For emergency, rescue stretcher and tripod must be kept near to the job location. Excavation. For excavation work, make sure to take clearance from concerned authority like electrical and utility before start of work. Such work should be done only under proper supervision. The proposed area should be excavated manually up to 400 mm depth to check any possibility of live electrical cable or any process line. Please ensure that proper barricades should be provided around the excavated area and that proper means of access like ladder or steps are provided. Ensure that no materials should be kept near the excavated area and that all other works near the excavated area are restricted. Excavated earth should be moved immediately and a 2-meter clearance has to be maintained from the area. Make sure the excavator operator has a valid license and the excavator is fit to work. Vehicle entry. As regards to vehicle entry, all the vehicles entering inside the battery limit must have the vehicle entry permit by complying requirements like spark arrestor and valid refinery gate pass, electrical work and LTT. While doing electrical or any other kind of maintenance work, please make sure to ensure proper energy isolation that must be done only by an authorized personnel as per the energy control plan. Proper lockout, tagout, tryout or LTT procedure must be strictly complied with before starting the work. Emergency. In case of emergency or alarm, stay calm and immediately stop all activities in a safe manner. Emergency shall be notified by a wailing siren. Follow instructions of IOTL personnel or your host who will lead you through the nearest escape routes to an upwind assembly point or the one specified in an announcement and assemble there in an orderly manner. A head count or roll call will then be taken and a briefing on the emergency will be given. Once the all clear siren is sounded, please return to your workplace in an orderly manner. As a critical part of your response to emergency situations, it is important to understand the siren codes defined as per OISD 116 and PNGRB regulation. A. Major fire, a wailing siren for 2 minutes. B. Disaster, 3 times wailing siren of 2 minutes with an interval of 1 minute in between, total 8 minutes. C. All clear and test siren, long run for 2 minutes. In case of an emergency situation like fire, explosion, product spill or gas release, push the nearest emergency button and use the following things for communication to the control room. Break the manual call point. Use PA system for communication. Use walkie-talkie. Emergency contact numbers are displayed at various places. In case of emergency, you can use them for any assistance. Safety showers and eye wash stations are installed at several places at the terminal. First aid facility or first aid box are available at all the control room and office buildings. The names of the certified first aiders are displayed near the first aid box. Take their assistance whenever required. We hope you have carefully watched and understood all the safety and security rules and regulations shown in this film. It is mandatory for you to strictly follow them while working at our site. Please remember, your safety and that of others and the safety of the entire facility depends on this.